Alright, Black-White Knights. Wait, before we get started, someone cheered earlier to make cards pretty. Are there cards in here that need to be prettied? We do have cards in here that could stand to be more beautiful. Let's fix that. As pretty as possible. As pretty as possible. Alright, so Black-White Knight. So, notably, wow, Knight of Grace has a full art and Knight of Malice doesn't. That's just rude. We know who Watsy's favorite 2-mana knight is. Anywho, one of the things that's really powerful with playing Knights as a synergy is that notably, History of Benalia powers up all of the knights that you control. So this card's good on its own, but it's also great when you have any other amount of things to power up. So like History of Benalia, Midnight Reaper, Dauntless Bodyguard, even Knight of Grace and Knight of Malice to a lesser degree are like all constructed playable cards that also get powered up by History of Benalia. Lazy Bum, if you didn't subscribe yourself, you are probably one of the many people who are gifted a very generous sub on this channel. If you look in your Twitch notifications, it will tell you who gifted you a sub and when. On desktop, your Twitch notifications are in the top right-hand corner of the screen. There are no full art sagas or borderless sagas, which is kind of sad. Sounds fine. Let's get Bant Podmom bumped up the queue. Is that for modern Bant Podmom, BJ Roth? Just to confirm. Make sure I put things where they belong. Perfect. Sounds good. What's my view on white-green aggro decks at the moment? Like tokens? I've been kind of unimpressed with tokens from my playing it so far. He's dead, Jim. I feel like the white-green aggro decks, as far as like tokens are concerned, tend to be a little bit lower in power level than something like, say, white weenie aggro or red aggro, and they don't quite have the tools to be interactive enough or have enough card advantage as the game enters the mid-range, the mid-game. Main deck Duress. Get out of here. Get out! Alright. We've got Memorial to Folly. I think I'm just going to jam Knight of Grace in here. Even if they have something like Ritualist Soot, the Dauntless Bodyguard protects the Knight. So the thing I'm really worried about here is Cry of the Canarium, which isn't a super common main deck card. So probably like black-red mid-range. I think I want my Ajanis as a way to generate some card advantage, like add extra pressure to the table. What do I really want to trim? It's probably not nuts to trim Unbreakable Formation. My opponent's deck seems to be pretty removal heavy, so I think getting rid of this card when they're likely to be spot moving a lot of our creatures probably isn't unreasonable. And I think since I'm adding some 4-drops, I'm going to add this extra land out of the sideboard. I don't think I want Mortify or Duress, though. I think I'll leave one formation in. You want to cut this one? Yeah, I guess that's not unreasonable either. You need to beat Phoenixes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I like Conclave Tribunal. That seems fine. Let's give this a go. And they look to be just red-black, like maybe they were missing their third color that game, but like they probably can't interact with Conclave Tribunal if that's the case. Wow, this curve is good. Yep, we are currently playing against Elsic. He was in chat when we joined up, and he said he was ducking out for a minute while we played. Do I want a history here, or do I want a midnight? I think I want a history. What's the significance of the 3-2 Liliana split in Green Blackrock? Different cards are better and worse in different situations. They're both cards that are situationally good and situationally bad. That makes not playing the Midnight Reaper worse here. It's a little aggressive, but I think it's correct. Now, I'd argue there's a lot of spots where the Layout of the Veil also isn't very good, Tom. Yikes. Well, shoot. Maybe Sinbred. They do this awkward thing where they don't, the Warhammer card game, they don't let you craft cards from the new expansion for 2 weeks, which means you just have to, like, buy physical copies or open them in digital packs. So it makes it kind of hard to get decks. Yep, Zach is a regular viewer, regular Pro Tour competitor. He has a STG Invitational top 8. Does a lot of good stuff. Kind of got punished this game for being as aggressive with my Conclave Tribunal as I was. Yeah, the Midnight Reaper plus Frenzy is an interesting combination on his side. The Knights get bigger based on just in play. So these Knights enable each other. They don't just gain attack when your opponent has a card of that color. They gain attack when you have a card of that color too. I mean, to be fair, Matthew, any spell would be good here. So I think it's kind of unreasonable to, like, point out and say, like, hey, this spell would be good, because, like, any spells would be good here. I'm gonna click submit. I'm gonna click submit. That wasn't my Midnight Reaper trigger. That was my opponent's Midnight Reaper trigger. None of my creatures died in combat there. Morning, Sir Phil. Sure, but like, a card being situationally good isn't a reason to leave it in during sideboarding. Like, there's plenty of times where, like, especially in game ones, where you hear me talk about, like, oh, this card, like, won us this game in this position, but generically in this matchup, it's just, like, not good. This was, like, the best draw in our deck here. Just, like, ready to curve 1, 2, 3, 4 now on the play, which is real powerful. Have a shock. Sure. Marshal lets this attack into here, which is sweet. I think I'm Ajani down tick passing. Like, I think they pass with removal up here. And in the event that the removal is Bedevil, I want to down tick Ajani right away because I want to get value out of him should he be about to die. And if it is Bedevil, I don't want to ship in with this Dauntless Bodyguard because then they'll block and then Bedevil my Benalish Marshal so they get to eat my Bodyguard inside of combat. So I think a Ajani down tick pass is probably ideal here. Interesting. They just didn't have a play. I feel like if they have a Bedevil there, they like, or any removal spell, they want to use their mana with like based on where they're at on the board. Huh, maybe they just don't have anything. Wow, so that kills Ajani. Do I just do this pass? Is that crazy? I don't think I want to attack with this, because if I attack with this, they double block. I guess I can attack with both of these. Yeah, I'm just going to get aggressive. I'm going to attack with both of these, I think. I either attack with both of these or nothing. Like, if I attack with both of these, I'm going to get 2 treasure tokens, but I'm effectively trading my 4/3 first strike for their non-4/3. Kikoro, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It might just be right to wait a turn. I'm gonna wait a turn. I don't think they're gonna be able to add more power. So like, even if they play a Phoenix next turn, our attack next turn is still better. What's the worst case scenario here? If they like, well, Angrath is pretty bad because Angrath is bad for us because he takes our Marshal. Ever seen water burn?
Your crew for my freedom. A fair price.
We are currently playing against Zach Elsick, yep. Do I care about this? Do I care about this Angrath? I think I don't, right? I think I just history and pass. Although I guess if I attack next turn, they're going to get to trade their things anyways. I think I'm supposed to attack both now. I think I'm supposed to attack both of them because these are going to get to trade 1-for-1 with my knights next turn anyways. So I might as well let them trade 1-for-1 this turn and hit them for 3. It's like they're going to double block, but like these things are going to get to single block next turn anyways. So like they get to trade with the first striker with this line, but I think that's fine. This trades 1-for-1 now and gets 3 points of damage in. Hey, what's going on, Hubs? Yeah, we are a bastion of best of 3. I've like tried to dabble into best of 1 off stream and I just can't get into it. It's like nice to blow off steam with on occasion, but as far as like if I'm gonna sit here and play Magic all day, I'd much rather have the slightly lower variance of getting to play best of 3. Slice Tie, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. All right, that keeps him alive for a turn. So trade, eat, go to 4. Do I have a preferred blue-white aggro list for standard? There is a 3-color white weenie aggro list on my website, but I don't have a preferred listed just blue-white anywhere. No, I'm a big fan of heroic reinforcements. All right, if they put 2 blockers out here, we're gonna be in trouble. Angrath cannot steal again. He doesn't steal till 3. That's why I didn't care about the Angrath. No, he was going up to 3, Rich. As I like to call a good draw in the biz. Do you have double removal spell? I certainly hope not. That was really close, Zach. Turns out double history is real good. Especially with other knights, right? And that's what we were kind of talking about with this deck when we started. Like the synergy of like having history, which is a good card on its own, with other cards that also powers up is really potent. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy standard best of 3 constructed with sideboards, this is definitely the channel for you. We get a ton of variety here. I usually change decks every 60 to 90 minutes. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my wonderful subs out there. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their wonderful support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. Quip provides wonderful, affordable, quality electric toothbrushes checking out link bit.ly/HugoQuip. You can get your first refill kit of a brush head, toothpaste, and battery with them for free. And if you sign in at that link using your Twitch account, you'll get to bump a deck in my deck queue by 25 points, so thank you for checking out the sponsor. BCW Supplies, you probably heard my shuffling deck going there, are the only ones I trust to protect my paper Magic the Gathering cards using code JEFF10 at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Machu, thanks for playing this. I've had a lot of fun with it. Thank you for the 2 months of support. And I appreciate the big tip to push it through. Thanks for keeping me on. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards to their players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Whoop. I say as I drop a card on the floor. Using code JEFF12 at InkedGaming.com, you can save 12% on your purchase of custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags, and all sorts of other fantastic stuff there with them. We're heading on in to our second match here with Black White Knights. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I agree, Zach. Like, I had so few cards in my hand and my health total was high enough that the Angrath basically just didn't matter. Like, by the time the Angrath was going to be able to do something again, it wasn't going to be relevant. Dim Star, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate the quarter of a year. Welcome back. What's going on, Alex? I think I'm going to keep this on the draw. Even if I draw non-black lands, I get to go 2, 3, 4, and if I draw black sources, this hand's super good. Persip, I hit 12 months, and the transition to mostly standard has made a great stream better, although I do miss unplayable bad modern decks. Do you really? Do you really? Have a sword to go with your shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate it. I will not be running Twitch ads on my stream. What that means for me in Tempo Storm, I'm still waiting to find out. I am not running Twitch ads on my stream. If you've got extra bandwidth, I always appreciate it when people leave the stream up, Ozzy. When do I expect to hear back from my rep? I have no idea. Not a clue. I expected to have heard back already, but I'm just not pushing the issue. Is what it is what it is. And again, like, remember, at the end of the day, subs wouldn't be served those ads anyways, but I don't really want to alienate the people who aren't subbed more than we have already by throwing the chat and sub only. Wonder if they're playing, like, green-white, or red-white angels or something like that. Yeah, and I don't think it's just Tempo Storm Derelict. From my understanding, it's all the organizations. So I doubt it's just Tempo Storm trying to work with people at the moment. Knight. What do I want to do? So obviously we're playing Dauntless Bodyguard this turn. The question is, what 3-drop am I playing with it? I think it's Midnight Reaper. Nah, it's probably Marshal, actually. Aaron, thank you for the 36 months. I appreciate the 3 years. Welcome back. One of my favorite other streamers who I'm not sub to started running ads as part of their contract. It's really pushed me away from watching them. Yep. I think having a high density of ads, yeah. And the Knights are gonna be popping next turn for sure. Huh. Alright, do I want Allegiance Landing here? I guess if I Valiant Knight... No, I want a Valiant Knight, right? Because I want these things to not be able to... Valiant pushes these to 6/5. It's like a super relevant stat line. If I attack with this, I'm trading it for 6 points of damage, which seems profitable on this board. Yeah. Yeah, if we draw another land, we'll be able to start giving them double strike next turn, which is sweet. The fact that Marshal is buffing this to a 4/5 is good for us here because it means it doesn't die to Lava Coil. History of their own is pretty good. Well, the problem, Scissor, is if I play Legion's Landing, that costs me a mana. So I can't play Legion's Landing, attack, and activate this turn. So I think I'd rather just do this. We're not quite bald, we just cut it short, but I agree. Shorter is better than the longer. I don't know why I got timed out. I don't think I want the first strike. I think I just do this and get the most attackers into play. And then next turn, even if I miss my land drop, I get to flip Legion's Landing, which will let me use this. So how defensive do I want to be here? I feel like I don't want to let any of their removal matter. I think I'm just going to go ahead and chump block this. I'm just going to chump block a 4 here. And like next turn I attack with everything. And I'm not quite attacking for lethal, but I'm attacking and killing their entire board, right? Windgrace to kill Aryel. Well, this requires black mana, which I don't have. So I'm just going to attack with everything and then give them double strike. So I have 6 attackers here. And they have 5 blockers, and they have to block 5 things, or they're dead. Actually, they're just dead, right? Because one of these is going to get double strike. I'm dumb. I was thinking only the ones getting blocked get double strike, but no, they're just dead here without a removal spell. The Valiant Knight activation. Yep, yeah, I always keep the channel title updated. So the deck that is listed first in the channel title is the deck that we are currently playing. Love tap, baby, love tap, baby, baby, doo 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 doo. That felt pretty good. All right, what are they doing? They're a Phoenix deck again. I think I want these Conclave Tribunals yet again. They have bigger flying creatures. I think I want these Mortifies. I'm gonna bring in the extra black source when I bring in some non-creature black spells. I think I'm gonna trim Knight here, Windgrace. I get that Legion's Landing was like okay there, but I kind of feel like this card's gonna get outclassed in a lot of situations, so I think I'm gonna trim it here. Give this a go, I think. Let's give this a go. How do you feel about Amonkhet Gods coming back as Eternals in War, except for Hazoret? I have no idea. I mean, just like you want to print the same cards over again? I'm gonna bottom this. I don't know, there could be merit to keeping that just because it lets me, like, play a 1-drop on 2. Why green-white? I feel like this card and the black cards in general are a lot more powerful than, like, the... I'm blanking on what the 2/2 Knight of Malice. Like, Knight of Malice is very reasonable for curving out. What's an eternal version? Can somebody fill me in? I don't understand what that is. That's something they announced that I missed. I feel like I'm missing something. Should we play a white land to Marshal on 3? Nah, I don't think so. I think I'd rather get Reaper down. Just talking about lore. All right, sorry, I don't really do Magic lore. So if it's not relevant to cards that are printed, I don't really follow. Starting to think that Jeff has the same relationship with lore that he does with limited, which is none. Yes. Yep. That'd be correct. I read a lot of Magic books as a child. Spells would be sweet at some point. Would be down to draw some spells. The only Magic books I've read are Harry Potter. Oh. Yikes. Bye, friends. Yep. How big of a donation would it take to get Jeff to ASMR read the Magic stories? Probably a big one. I think I just want more First Strike Knights here. First Strike's busted, chat. Yeah, 61 card deck won a classic. An Esper control deck with 3 Field of Rune in it. Top 8 at the open. Like, Magic's a game with a lot of variance in it, chat. Practice and play a lot. Play a lot of tournaments, and you too can do well in tournaments with decks that are not optimally built. This is awesome. They have to double block, otherwise they're dead to double strike. I'm very surprised we came back from the Deafening Clarion. I guess they flooded out a little bit here too. You know, when this card doesn't get checked, like, giving everything double strike closes the games out real quick. Bye, Felicia. Double strike Knight's been super impressive so far. After flopping around with blue-green Thieves, we are currently chunking our way through Diamond with black-white Knights here. Get them good. This is a mulligan. I don't think I have enough 1s and 2s in my deck to hope to hit 1 and 2 draws. Snapbolt Snap, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm gonna be greedy and bottom that. Oh man, I just realized our deck is sleeveless. That's awkward. Should fix that. I just noticed my opponent's sleeves, and I was like, oh, wait. We're missing something very important here. Bantland's Knight of Autumn as their first play. Interesting. Remember that time I put that Unclaimed Territory on the bottom? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, probably some kind of mid-range deck. Vanafear, yep. Is in fact Vanafear. Do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yep, that's a lot of blockers. Without sleeves, how will the shuffler know how much we've paid to win? Oh, here comes Big Lady Lyra. Coming to crush our hopes and dreams. Oh, just Tristani, sure. I think we're probably dead here. Yeah, Vanafear got to untap, right? Probably donezo. I don't know if they're really gonna force a sweep, Machu. Like they've got a lot of blockers, and they're still at 18. Like they can chump block with their lifelink tokens here and end up at 10. And then like they still got like this really big board, and we're losing our History of Benalia buff next turn. Nova Chip, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Thanks for keeping me employed here. If I rip like another Unbreakable Formation, we might be okay here. Maybe like the next Unbreakable Formation is going to force them into a lot of awkward blocks for sure. Only knights that are already on the board, Party Bus Driver. Yeah, me too, Nova Chip. Aristocrats is one of the 3 decks that I'm considering for the Thursday tournament. It's a good mix of both fun and powerful in my experience. If we hit like, so we want to either draw like Unbreakable Formation or a copy of the Knight that gives Double Strike probably. I think those are our 2 ways back into this game. History does stuff, I guess. What's happening Thursday? Thursday, there is an event. There's a group called Fandom Legends that is putting on another streamer tournament that's similar to the Twitch Rivals. Well, I think there's only 16 players in it. Yeah, and like now their board's gonna get taller every turn. Not to mention, like, they're still sitting here activating this Prime Speaker. Like, I was kind of surprised Lyra didn't pop out when they got the Tristani, so I assume Lyra is popping out now. Multiple ooze. Yikes. Alright, we need to hit the Double Strike Knight this turn, and then a land the following turn. Am I going to Louisville in May for Modern? I have no idea. Unsure. Yeah, we're just ever racing these Biogenic Oozes. When in May is Louisville? It's like the end of May, right? If it's at the end of May, I might go. Early May, I'm not going to want to take time off because the new set's going to have just released. Yeah, 25 maybe. I'm a firm maybe. I think I want these. Probably want Mortify. I don't think I want Conclave Tribunal. Their deck has a lot of ways to kill enchantments. Can Spyglass help with Benefear? I think that's a little narrow. I think I'd rather have removal. Like, cause like a 2/4 sitting in play is like still kind of tough for us. I think I'd rather just like have ways to take it out of play rather than a thing to just shut off its activated ability. And so beautiful. Fortunately, it needs a land. Oh, London Mulligan win, please. London Mulligan win. Okie doke. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Yeah, so the problem, Gendy, is that the ooze is still going to kill you. Just from making itself and its friend bigger every turn. So that's another spot where you just like rather have more removal, because generally speaking, you're not beating ooze, just sitting there making it and its friend bigger every turn. Are there any decks you think Mulligan better before with the London Mulligan? Yes, every good deck. The decks that the London Mulligan makes worse are the ones that are unplayable, that are only borderline playable because they win games when people don't play Magic. Thought Knots, thanks for the 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Ziggurat, thanks for the 11 months. Hope you're having a great start to your week, folks. Honor my guard, baby. Honor my guard. White source. Dig, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Four mana Wrath in Boros, Justice Strike on every creature. That's really interesting because that's a card that you can build around to have it be Plague Wind, right? Temple of Tilt, Temple of Tilt, Temple of Tilt. Because it's not protection from white, it's hexproof from white, which is different. Kill it. Dead, please. So now we're kind of waiting on one of our board stall breakers. So like History of Benalia, the Knight that gives double strike. These are things that can crack this board open for us, ideally. Woof. Now, I think that's one of the decks that I would classify as bad, Captain Command. I don't think the London Mulligan makes any decks that are currently not good better. I think the decks that are currently not good are bad because they're bad, not because they need a mulligan to help them. Because remember, all the decks that are better than those decks are going to get better as well with this new mulligan system. The London Mulligan's not magically going to fix or change anything in Modern. It's just going to make people actually play more Magic. That's why the London Mulligan's likely a good change. It's going to reduce the non-games of Magic where you really don't get to play because Magic happened. probably the kind of matchup that I'd assume is hard for this deck. Like, we're kind of this mid-range aggro deck, so generally speaking, when you're playing, like, creature decks into each other, you want to be a little bit bigger in the creature matchup. So, like, their deck is just, like, their stuff is just slightly bigger than everything we're doing. Nah, I forgot sleeves again. FF Freak, looks like we are playing against the Brad Nelson. So if you want to watch this match from the other side, you can do so on his channel here. I don't think I have to say this because we're in sub-only chat, but I'm posting that link not so you can ghost for me. Don't give me information about cards in his hand. I'm posting that for folks that want to watch the matchup from both sides. Yeah, mulliganing is still a bad thing, yep. I think it was Ben Stark had, like, the best post on Twitter. He's like, if you're betting on people at playing in London, you should definitely bet on me because everybody else plans on mulliganing to 5 every game. Just like, yeah, keeping a good 7 is still better than mulliganing, like, by a significant margin. Leading on Knight of Malice as opposed to Knight of Grace is correct here because next turn I'm going to play History of Benalia, which will give this extra power. Wilderness Reclamation. Boo. Earns. He's trying to emote me. Yeah, we have those disabled for a reason. Dunk. Love tap. Baby love tap. Baby baby doo doo. This actually seems kind of okay for us. Land War Elves, really? What are they doing over there? All right, I think I just go Knight Knight. I'm gonna attack for 5 before I do anything here. Alright, do I get to take more turns? More importantly, do those turns get to involve combat steps? Therein lies the real question. I feel like I'm likely to get another turn. I just feel like I'm unlikely for that turn to involve a combat step. You know, the Land War Elves is kind of funky. I wonder if he's playing the blue-green thief deck from earlier that we just played. I could see that being what he's playing. Time keeps ticking. Thank you for the 33 months and the tier 3 chat. I hope life is treating you well. Hope things are going swimmingly for you. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I wonder if this is too much interaction. This might be too much interaction. I don't know. Midnight Reaper doesn't seem particularly good, and if they're not blocking us, this isn't good. Let's click submit. Duress is like going on a fact-finding mission. We're like looking to find out what they're actually doing. Thanks, clown. Look at that. Bottoming aggressively. Are you ready for a parade of cheeky Nicol Bola Super Friends deck? Yep. All of the friends are going to be played on this stream. All of the friends shall be here. So, like, I'm pretty sure that he's playing the Thief deck at this point with Incubation Druid too, although some of the Reclamation decks have boarded into that card. If I knew for sure what he was playing, I would concede at this point, but I do kind of want to just, like, collect information to, like, find out. Alright, let's just move on to the next one. To get him on the play. He was chanting, go to 4. God bless. Sounds like Brad. Alright, I'm gonna put these back in on the play so I can just, like, beat them down. Let's do it. There's a solid curve for us here. History into Valiant Knight. That's interesting. I wonder if they have another... They must have another ramp spell, right? Really? Okay. Not negate. God bless. I'd be kind of surprised they brought in negate against us. Yeah, and we're basically dead here at this point. And this is, we were talking earlier about, we played the opponent's blue-green kind of mid-range Thief deck before this one. And this deck that we're playing is kind of like the ideal thing for it to prey upon. We're this kind of mid-rangey deck that has an aggressive slant to it, but doesn't have a lot of meaningful interaction. But our aggression doesn't get on the board super quickly, so it gives them time to get set up with their Frilled Mystics and their Sabotages and stuff like that are tough for us to play through. Not to start drum, but who in the Magic community do you find is a good opponent? What does that even mean? What does that question even mean? Also, if you feel the need to prefix what you're about to say with, I don't really want to start drama, but maybe you should rethink what you're saying, or two, if you actually mean, I don't really want to start drama. Because one of those two things is probably not being honest with yourself. Yeah, I'm very solidly flight forward of the opinion that the only people who should be worried about highlighting other people and other content creators in the community are folks who aren't making very good content to begin with. Like, in general, a rising tide raises all ships, and there's more than enough eyes in the Magic community to let other people see what else is going on. Woof. Yeah, none of some people were asking about history. None of the sagas have full art options at the moment. That seems good. This does not impact Riot, so I don't think it's good enough here. I don't know, Captain Man. I think a lot of people assume, like, people who play a lot of Magic and have had, like, some amount of Magic success, like, know each other a lot better than we do. Like, I've interacted with people like, you know, Brad, or, like, the average other person, like, that has a bunch of open top 8s a couple of times here and there when we're in the same tournaments, but, like, for the most part, a lot of us don't, like, know each other, right? Like, we're all very spread out. So, like, aside from, like, my buddy Matt, who I host pretty regularly when, like, he's on and I'm off, like, there aren't really people that, like, I see all the time, or, like, have played against a bunch to, like, have a good metric to answer your question from. Chris Agad, thanks for the 2/3 of the area. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. History lessons are great. Rude. I liked my first striker. All right. I assume they're gonna trade off with two of these, and then take 4. Then it'll be interesting to see how many. If they can deploy 2 more threats again next turn, we might be in a little bit of trouble. Or, like, if they can kill 2 of them, I think they go, like, Lava Coil Shock or, like, Lava Coil Lightning Strike. Otherwise, if they only address one of my things, and then, like, the history pops off, we could be okay. Here's to being 3/4 the way to a real sword. Put this towards any deck you want, as all the stuff I love is exactly where I want in the queue. Matt Maxon, thank you for the very generous tier 3 resub. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. Welcome back. So they don't have to block either of these. I would really like if they traded for my Midnight Reaper so I got to draw 3 cards, but I think that's pretty unlikely. I honestly wouldn't be too surprised if he, like, just spelled, whoa, just take it all. Okay. 1 is not 0. Got it. Wasn't a status statue. Got it. All right, just seeing where I'm at, just seeing where I'm at in the world. I got it. I like it. Finding them. They took a little bit of information with them, right? Like figure out how exactly I'm going to block in a situation like that. Can you explain why you didn't block and he conceded? Because they were dead on board. They conceded because they were dead on board, and I didn't block because there was no combination of cards that could make their attack be lethal there. Rivera, thank you for the tier 3 resub. Welcome back. 13 months is a long time. Thanks for putting up with me. Yeah, opponent was at 1, and there's like no reason for me to like block aggressively and like let them get saved by like 1 removal spell or something like that. Put it mulligan pretty low here, which is good for us, obviously. Yep. Well, that is a very good card. This is the type of card that could pull them back into this game. I'm gonna lead on Knight of Grace here, because I would rather Knight of Grace die than Knight of Malice, because Knight of Malice is easier for me to give an extra point of attack to. Ain't nobody got time to be blocking Growth Chamber Guardians. I assume they just want to go find a friend here. If they don't find a friend, I say I might just Conclave Tribunal this next turn. If they had Fiery Cannonade, they would have done it pre-combat. So I don't think that's a reasonable card to be playing around at that point. No, we've used the Double Strike Knight a little bit, but I think the Aryel or whatever it's called is probably just a clunky win more card. Probably not very good. I'm gonna do this. Do this. Hit them for 3. Yeah, there's been a bunch of sweet ones. 3 mana Teferi and 3 mana Vivian both seem great. There's also some other ones that should be like fringe utility most likely, like the new Tibalt seems fine as like a red sideboard card or maybe even main deckable depending on what the format looks like. It'll be interesting to see where things shake out too. I'm not sure when exactly it's going to get published because I'm not 100% done with it yet to send it in, but I am going to be writing an article for Cool Stuffing talking about the cards I like out of this new set for Standard. Yeah, the Gruul Warriors deck is very, very good. Do I want to attack here? I don't think I do. I think I want to just take their 4/4 and pass. And like, I know the 2/2 finds more 2/2s, but I think I'd rather take the 4/4 because I'd kind of like to choke their mana if they want to add more power to the table. Definitely feels like we're behind at the moment, though. And both my Conclave Tribunals are gone at this point. Like, if I attack with everything, I likely die on the backswing. I might attack with everything here. Now, I'm just dead on the backswing if I do that, right? If I attack with these... Hey, Oritas from below. Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good start to your week. The one and only Snoop Doge. Thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. I don't think I have the option to play around anything here. I guess you need to put as many 3-power dorks into play as possible and say go. Dead to a lot here. Dead to Lightning Strike, dead to Haste Creatures, dead to Collision Colossus. Yeah, I assume this is a lethal attack. Possible that I was too aggressive early, trading the chip shots from my first strikers with chip shots from their 4/4 Growth Chamber Guardian. So, in general, you don't really want to try and start just slotting cards from the new set into existing decks until you have the full picture, right? Because, especially decks like this that are a little bit mid-rangey on occasion, I think you want to have more informed picture of like what the format's going to look like, what are the other possible good decks that really informs what cards you want to be playing. I don't know that the new bio card really does anything. Like, Eldritch Evolution didn't really do much for its lifespan in Standard, and I assume that this other card's not really going to do much either. Only going up 1/1, 1 converted mana cost probably means it's not good enough for Modern either. Matto, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Have a sword to go with your shield. Yeah, I think... Except for new Teft, that's for sure an inclusion in most sideboards. So we don't even know that though. Like I think that's an absurd statement to make. Like you're positing that this card that's good in specific matchups is going to be good in a format where you don't know what any of the decks in that format are. So again, I think it's just silly. It's just silly to assume you can predict the future. Magic just proves time and time again how complicated it is and how hard it is to predict the future with these formats. Just like, take a deep breath, take a step back, and like, wait and see. I know like it's super exciting to want to like work with these cards immediately, but like the answer of wait and see still just holds true again and again and again. All right. right. If we hit another land next turn, Valiant Knight's gonna make our squad real good. Maybe Finn, I don't know. Like, you would have asked me last season if I thought Jeskai control was gonna fall off the face of the earth after all the results it had. I would have said, no, there's no way Jeskai control falls off the face of the earth. Like, if it's reasonable now, it's gonna keep being reasonable. And then the format changed and there were a lot of enchantments, and we had Mortify, and now Esper's the big thing. It's just like, it's really easy to want to like pretend we have all the answers. It's just like, when the reality of the situation is, one of the smartest things you can often say with regards to anything is, I don't know, we just need to wait. What on earth does this attack mean? Oh, it can only be blocked by spirits, right? Okay, that's what it means. It means it's unblockable. It's like, what does this mean? It means it's unblockable. That is not the land I wanted for Christmas. I mean, to be fair, that's what most people want, right? Like, most people want someone who they view as having all the answers to just tell them what to think instead of just taking a step back and going, I don't know, I need to work on it just like the rest of you. Everybody wants shortcuts, right? Easy fixes, quick fixes. So I'm offering the trade of my Valiant Knight for 2 3/2s here, which I think is okay. I don't know, that might be a bad offer on my part since I'm only 1 land away from double strike. It might be that I'm only supposed to attack with these 3 this turn. I don't know, I kind of feel like after playing this, the same takeaway we had last time, which this deck kind of just feels like a worse version of the White Weenie aggro decks. Like, we're talking about, like, these cards being big from being knights, but, like, Loxodon does that in kind of a less synergistic manner that gets on the board more consistently. Faster, more consistently. Has less of those awkward, oh, we died on 2 lands with a bunch of 3 and 4 mana spells in our hand. Because that just, like, has less 3 and 4 mana spells in it. Yeah, I think throwing my 6/6 away last turn was probably wrong. Woof. Alright, never punished. Alright, they are not quite dead on board, but they're dead to a land. How did Blue-Green Thief go earlier today? It was kind of middling. It, like, felt fine against mid-range, but it got dumpstered by both control and aggro when we played it. Alright, I need a land or we're dead here, right? That's not gonna do it. Oh, I think we're just dead, right? It's like I can't force these off the table, and then like they make another target creature can't be blocked this turn except by spirits. They like make this unblockable. I guess if I attack with everything here, they lose a Deckhand Departed. They lose the Steel Leaf Champion too, right? Because they have to block everything I have. Here, Stick. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I thought about playing the Reaper, but I kind of don't want to just take a bunch of damage, right? Like losing life drawing cards is an optional. Razor Ox, thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, so they drew a blocker. Yep. Man, deckhand departed. Departed deckhand, huh? Yikes. That card was like, when I put it first played, I was like, okay, that's interesting. That was like sneakily good, huh? Before anybody asks, no, I don't think it's good enough to bring in Spyglass again, so I'd rather just have removal spells. Tocatli shuts off Explore Dudes and Mystic Snake. I guess we did see 3/2s. Wasn't thinking about Branchwalker. Is Ajani a usable removal spell against? It's not Phantasmal, which I'm pretty sure it only dies when it gets targeted by spells. I know my unplayable pirates. Yeah, target of a spell. It is not an illusion. Listen, chat, I've spent many a long night in the Gatherer looking at blue-black pirate cards, okay? Well, you can't put Curious Obsession on it without being sad, so I'd recommend against that one. Well, the result of putting Curious Obsession on the deckhand would not be fantastic for you. Yep. Naturalize, huh? Is that a dinosaur stepping on a sword? This might be a little bit too early to do this. But, like, next turn they'll be bigger and I'll have a Mortify too, so I don't think I want to hold it till then. I also kind of just want to use my mana this turn, but maybe you could argue I could just use my mana on Mortify this turn. I should have done this pre-combat, because then this would have gotten a 1/1 counter. What do you think of Paladin of Atonement? I don't know what that card does. Is it a knight? It is a knight. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you lost life last turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. I don't know if that's really good enough. Did I choose Vampire? I totally chose Vampire. It doesn't matter. I could have Captain Command. I could have played my land and then played the other one out. It doesn't matter that I still have one in play. Alright, do your thing. This not being a 2/2 is a big deal because it means this 3/2 can eat it for free. So they're taking 6 instead of 7 here. So they're going to 5 instead of 4. Knight of Malice isn't a bad draw here. It's a threat that I can play. Why did I attack with that? I think we need to stand up. And again, that should have been a 2/2, right? That'd have been a 2/2. It'd have been a great attack. They'd have been forced to trade. Oh, let's stand up and shake the rust out here. Oh. All right, one of our Anthem effects wins the game. Do 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 do. Smush. What's it like? Listen, if you didn't win games of Magic by being lucky, I'd never get anywhere in life, okay? I need this variance, okay? I need the variance to keep me in it. You can literally see what our rank is on the screen, Magar. It's in the lower left-hand corner. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't manage to make it to Mythic this season, because I'm playing pretty much everything on the ladder, which hammers our rank. There's a good chance we'll hit a streak at some point, but if we don't get there, I'm not really worried about it. You only need to be plat 4 to get all the cosmetics for the season. And past that, it's just like one more booster pack, which really doesn't matter. Alright, let's hit a land and play this history. Galta. It's a big in. Yeah, they're definitely going to release basics. They're definitely going to release basics. They've talked about how they just need to add it to the editor. There is a tournament for this season, but after the variance that happened last season, I'm just not working for it. I think my content is worse when we're playing in the events as opposed to having the flexibility to change cards between matches on the ladder. And even when I spent last season trying to make the cutoff, there was enough variance that we didn't make it. So it's not worth making my content worse for something that's by no means a guarantee. Oh, they're gonna spell pierce me and I'm gonna cry. Alright, I think we just wait at this point. Our board should get bigger way faster than theirs. Kind of. That Galta's unblockable, huh? That Galta's unblockable next turn if they... Oh, they need a land, right? They need a land? Alright, well, I just go Knight, Knight, and hope they don't hit the land then, right? Alright, brick, 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 brick. We did it! 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 Hooray! Do 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 do. I feel like there's a song that should have the lyrics Unbreakable in it somewhere that I should be singing right now, but I can't place one offhand, so here we are. Yay! We did it! Dun, 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 dun. Love tap, baby, love tap, baby, baby, love tap. Do 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 do. I've never watched the Kimmy Schmidt thing, so I don't know about that one. Yeah, overall, I think my takeaway from if you want to play specifically Knights, I think you want to cut this for something lower on the curve. Honestly, I think you might want to cut a couple of Midnight Reaper for something lower on the curve too. I feel like I'd want at least 12 2-drops in here. Are there any other good Knights that are 2-drops? There's other 2-drop Knights, but like none of them that I would probably classify as good. Hey, Quintus. Well, welcome to a live one. Thanks for the Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week. So, yeah, let's, I think overall, so if I wanted to stay on Knights, I would probably do that, get some more 2-drops in here. It might even be right to just play Tithe Taker, just to like play a good 2-drop, even if it's not on the Knight synergy. But overall, I think this deck is just if you're looking from a purely competitive perspective, I think this deck does come up short compared to just the white aggro decks in the format. The white aggro decks do things that are very similar to this while having better aggressive draws that don't involve History of Benalia, and Loxodon is just a really messed up card. All right, moving along. We're gonna play some more black-white decks. Aristocrats